welcome to Saturday Morning Momentum. This is a 2 hour live stream that has a power hour built into it. So, welcome to all of my friends who, come to Saturday Morning Momentum every week to try to get something done, whether it's aims, projects, goals, maybe you need to catch up on some reading, whatever it is. We are here as a community to support you in whatever your endeavors are. So I am Kat of Kat's Novel Adventures. For anyone who is new to my channel, please introduce yourself. I am being joined today by Liz. We are the dynamic duo today. So yeah, and if anybody's watching on replay, welcome. Let us know what you got up to. If you did use the, power hour after the fact, I always like to know. We always like to see what people are getting up to. And yeah, we're gonna jump right in. But first, Liz, how are you doing? How was your week?
My week was fantastic, actually. Although now you said dynamic duo, and now all I can see is that old Batman and Robin cartoon where they would be like pow and puff and all that stuff. But yes, my week was fantastic. I had a very ambitious list of about 14 items. I wound up doing 12 and a half, but it'll be 13 by tomorrow. So I am
Very nice.
thrilled. Yes.
Yes, that's amazing. That's amazing because you're in like countdown mode right now because you're going to be going back to school soon.
Mhm. Yes.
So that's going to give you a whole totally different schedule of how you have to, just, I don't know, balance everything once
Oh,
you,
definitely.
go from the summer. But you've had such a fantastic summer,
Mhm.
productive going into this next year. I think that's going to be exciting, like not to be having the clutter and the things at home, like being clutter free walking into a new year must be like an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be cool. Like on Fridays, I would usually come home from work and then I was suddenly thinking, okay, I have to tackle this week. Like I have to organize this week. And now I don't have to do that. So it's just created like open space that I'm hoping to use for creativity. So we'll see.
Yay. I love that. I
Yeah.
love that very much. My week went pretty well too. It went by so quickly, and some things I got to, some things not so much. I mean, I'm still, I mean, honestly, the only thing I really did not get into as much as I wanted was my home library. And I replaced that with some other things that I needed to do that were a little more pressing, I think, at the moment. So, once I get myself, kind of organized this morning, I think I'm going to try to work on my shelf in here that discovered that my shelves are not all created equal. And when I told Barry that, please, I need to have this shelf trimmed a little bit because it wouldn't fit, I did not test all three shelves. I only tested the first two. So when he came to look and he tried it, he's like, "Where's this supposed to go?" I said, "On that shelf," and he did it and it got there. And I was like, well, how come it didn't fit in these two? They're all the same bookshelves. I mean, they're all from Target. I don't understand. He had to explain it to me about how, it's whenever they cut things, things are not always the same. And then also too, the floor can also cause an issue with like balance and everything. I was like, okay,
Mhm.
fine. But it's one of those things that like I wish I would have figured it out before I showed him because then, it's like the boy who cried wolf.
But it's so exciting that you have like these new shelves and now you can organize and
Yes,
decorate
it
and bring
is.
out your birds. Like it's going to be fun.
Yeah, it is. It is. So anyway, that's what I got up to this week. But I mean, we still the only thing I have left before I can give myself all the gold stars is Andrew. We're celebrating Andrew today. So once that is done, then I can check that off, because I had that intention to spend time with him. But I am excited because I got 3 book reviews done this week. And
That's
so
great.
that is 2 weeks in a row that I did 3 for 3. Of course, I keep reading and keep adding to the
Yes.
pile, but it's like I feel accomplished. It's like if I could just get into that routine. That's what it is. It's like all about routine. So let's see who is joining us today. Swank is here. Namaste, everybody. Happy World Cat Day, happy Garage Sale Day, and happy Pickleball Day. Ooh,
Oh,
I should
fun.
go to a garage sale. I need to fulfill my letter Y yard sale. That
Oh, I
could
love that.
be, yeah,
Are you
garage
looking for
sale.
anything?
Am I gonna what?
Are you looking for anything in particular?
Oh no, no, I'm just to mark it off for my ABC adventures. I mean, I still have time, but I don't know. It was not on my schedule to go to a garage sale today, but yeah. I'm going to the bookstore with Andrew later, so that's going to be dangerous in and of itself, you
That'll be
know. We're going to go together. He's going to, birthday, let him pick some things out, but uh I have to like try try not to be, influenced by all these wonderful things. As it is, Jacqueline influenced me to now go out in the world to TJ Maxx and get a mug, which I did not go yesterday. So if we have time before between bookstore and dinner, I'm going to try to go to TJ Maxx to look for this Edgar Allan Poe mug that she got that's so
fun.
pretty. So it's
That'll
supposed to
be perfect for your readathon.
Oh,
So you
yes.
have to get it. Like it's
I
important.
know. I know. I feel that. I feel the need to do that. So good morning, Shannon. Made friends with the like button. So happy to see you. And good morning, Krista. I haven't been to a garage sale in ages. I should look some up for today.
Me too.
Yeah, that would be fun. It's you never know what you're going to find at a garage sale, you know? But I like to look. I like to see. I got my out in and banana bread in the oven. I'm ready to go this morning. Excellent. I
Yay!
got my walk in this morning too, and I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. My husband and I celebrated our anniversary last night because he was out of town and came in on Thursday. We weren't gonna do any celebrating. So we went to dinner. And then we went to a concert last night at the Columbia Theater in downtown Hammond for a Louisiana tribute to David Bowie. And it was nice. It was really nice. So about an hour and a half. Start at 7:30. So as you know, my pre-sleep ritual is supposed to be starting between 7 and 9, between really like 7 and 8. So it's kind of hard to have a pre-sleep ritual when it's 7:30 and your concert is starting, right? So I get home at 9 and then I posted on Facebook our little thing. I'm gonna do Instagram later. And then I got into bed and I read, all ready to go to sleep. But it was like 10:50 by the time I went to sleep. But at first I set my alarm for 6:45. And then I'm like, no, you set it for 5:45. That's the time you're getting up right now, because I'm incrementally pushing myself, to get up earlier and earlier until I reach my goal. Because that is still 7 hours, because at this point when I got in bed to read, I think it was like 10:20. So 10:15, 10:20. I'm like, that's 7 hours. Like, come on. It's like, don't be a wuss. Just do it. So the alarm goes off. Well, first of all, I woke up about 5 o'clock and I'm like, I'm not getting up. I could get up, but I'm not getting up. I'm gonna wait. So of course I dozed off, woke up at 5:45, debated for like half a second, went in. I had all my clothes laid out to exercise, and I'm sitting here having a debate with myself. Your eyes are tired. You could sleep till 6:45. No, you're gonna feel groggy. Don't do it. Get your clothes on. It's like so
Very
finally, yeah,
reasonable.
like you are gonna be mad at yourself if you gave in and you fully know that once you get dressed, you're gonna feel awake enough to go do what you had to do. And I'm so glad I did. But I'm gonna tell you what, I'm getting to the point where my workouts are non-negotiable unless I'm like sick or like I physically cannot
Great.
do it. But
Yeah,
anyway,
it's
that
important.
that was my struggle this morning. Good morning, Amy. Happy Saturday. I'm glad to be here today and look forward to productive morning. Me too. I guess it's been too hot for garage sales lately. Yeah, but you'd be surprised. Our neighbor across the way, I think they had one in June. I'm like, we had one, I think, in June one year, and I was like, I'll never do that again. It was way too hot. I felt like we needed to like sell water to the people that came.
Oh,
It's terrible. Good morning, Eleanor. And then hola, looking forward to some Saturday morning momentum. Good to see you, Agatha. Good morning, Em. So nice to see you. Good morning, Matthew. And hello, Allie. You're reading the Da Vinci Code by Dan Brown, 63% in. It's reading really quickly. It does read quickly. Um, I read that a long time ago. I enjoyed it. I also read Angels and Demons. And then I ended up buying, I bought an illustrated version of both of those books. Pretty sure I have both of them because it shows you all the artwork and everything that they're talking about. So it kind of gives you reference to it. I happened to find that at Books a Million, and I think I found them. I don't think they were super expensive either. They might have been in the bargain section, and that's why I picked them up. Good morning, Michelle. It has been a while. I hope you've been well, my friend. And Alicia Yo is in the house. Woot woot. Good morning. I'm at work. Just wanted to say hi. Well, it's so nice that you popped in and said hello. Highs to Allie from Swank. And then my week was pretty good. I got some questions answered about my new job and had a great week with my nanny kiddo. Only one more week with her. Not much reading this past week, though.
it's hard.
It is hard. It is hard because y'all have that relationship. Y'all have been close for all this time that you've been watching her. So I hope that you're able to keep in touch with her though, and just to kind of keep up with her and see what she's up to. But guess what, Krista? You're gonna be getting a lot of kiddos. A lot.
Yes.
And highs to Swank from Allie. Swank said this white chocolate and raspberry coffee creamer is amazing.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's a happiness boost for you this morning. Have that in your coffee. Denise is here. Good morning. Just woke up, going to make some coffee. I want to use this time to do some tidying. Sounds like a good plan. And had some medical tests this week, but all the results came back good, so I'm relieved about that. I'll probably read during this time. Excellent. So I'm going to go ahead since we already know what some of y'all are starting with. We'll start talking about intentions and then we'll go back to comments. But Liz, what are you planning on doing during Power Up?
Well, if you could see my desk right now, it's absolute chaos. I did a lot of writing and editing this week, and where things landed, they just stayed. So I really have to tackle this and sort of reset for the next week. And then just do some light cleaning.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, I kind of have like a desk like that too because I'm data, I'm collecting all my data. So it's like
Mhm.
trying to have all my things out that I know I need to keep up with and my notebooks and everything. But I'm going to actually make my to-do list. I just need to kind of organize myself, center myself. And then I'll update my notebook because I need to add, my little what I did last night since I didn't write last night and this morning how this morning played out and other things that I'm kind of recording in my notebook to keep up with all that, because I'm tracking quality of sleep, quantity of sleep. Also, did I get my exercise gear out the night before? Did I do a pre-sleep ritual? Did I take the magnesium glycinate or whatever? All that kind of stuff. I'm trying to keep track because I don't know if everything is working the way it's supposed to work for me specifically. Somebody gives you a plan, you got to tweak it for yourself,
Make it work.
to work for you or whatever. So that's what I'm going to do. If I have any time left, then I would love to try to get that shelf put in over there and get, those books kind of organized a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It'll be an adventure for sure. And Swank says, oh, not Swank, I'm sorry. Emily, hi everyone. Headache from yesterday is gone. Woohoo! I'm so excited. Yeah, poor Emily was grappling with a headache yesterday. And that was kind of, setting the tone for her day.
Mhm.
Very good. And good for you, Matt. I know such good news for Matthew. And Isabel's here. Good morning. Popping in to say hi on my way to finish setting up my classroom. Well, good luck with that, Isabel. I hope that you have a wonderful start of the year. Yeah, all my teacher friends going back to school. And then my cat says every day is cat day. I agree. If
True.
I went in there and asked Nene about it, my son's cat, she'd be like, "What are you talking about? One day." Allie says, I'm having a great reading month. I'm already on book 4 of my August TBR. Excellent. And Em said, today is my dad's birthday. Happy birthday to Em's dad. So I'll be cleaning this morning before heading over to his house with the kids for a pontoon ride, cake and ice cream. That
Fun.
sounds fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. And my cat too, Michelle. Emily says, I hope to get more shredding done and pack up a couple of Pango orders this morning. Sounds like a good plan. And Jacqueline is here talking about my influencer. Good morning. Glad I could be a positive influence when it comes to wonderful mugs. She ended up getting, didn't you get like 3 or 4 of them? And this morning I'm having a slow start and will use Power Hour to shower and wake myself up. That sounds like a
Nice.
good plan. And Emily woke up at 3:30 this morning, didn't plan on getting up that early. Oh yeah, that's way too early. Yeah, I woke up, I'm keeping track of that too. I woke up at 12:48 a.m. I have a pad in my bathroom so I can make sure that I write it down if I go to the bathroom. But I knew I woke up at 5 because I had checked the my watch right next to bed, and that was easy to remember. But yeah, I ended up getting up, but there's no way I would have stayed up that late. I mean, I would have been dead. Oh, Jacqueline said I may use my Po mug for my tea after I shower. I have my coffee right now. Nice. And cake and ice cream.
Can't go
Yeah,
wrong.
I know. Good morning, Alicia. How are you? Where is everyone else? But happy Saturday. Everyone has family commitments today. Birthday parties, showers, just a lot of family stuff going on. So you just have the dynamic duo this week. What can I say? We'll try to be as dynamic as possible for y'all and motivate y'all to get
It's
things
too
done.
early.
Alicia said, I got my coffee and breakfast. It is a busy day today for my family. Nice. And hello to Alicia from Swank. And I'm here. Hello, Molly. Just reading this morning. That's good. That's awesome. And Jen's here. Good morning. I have a lot of things to do, but I think this morning I am going to focus on finishing my tutoring lesson for next week. How's your dad, Jen? Is your dad doing better? Did he get to see his doctor? And Alicia's telling
Mhm.
everyone hello, and you go, Allie. And great job, Kat. What a great failing. You should be so proud of yourself. Ah. And just made cream of wheat for breakfast, got my coffee, and now ready to take my medicine and get to work. I used to love to eat cream of wheat as a kid.
Yeah.
I don't know why I got away from it. I've eaten it as an adult here and there, but I don't know. It's very nostalgic
Hmm.
to me. I don't know if it's because it seems like it takes more time to make, the way you want to make it without it getting lumpy and stuff.
Yeah.
This YouTube buffering is very irritating. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not buffering on my end. I hope it's not, something that was happening with Isabel the other night. And oh no, so sad you're at the last week to Krista, but exciting you're starting a new chapter. I agree. And thank you, Swank. I really feel like it's sprints and power hour that's helping me be so productive. That's good to hear. And yes, Jen, it's bittersweet for sure. My banana bread just came out of the oven and it's delicious, very slightly overdone, but so yummy.
Sounds so good right now.
I know it does. It makes me like think of fall,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I'm ready for fall. Well, at
Oh,
least the fall weather. That's what I'm ready for is the fall weather.
I'm still clinging on to summer.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I have summary kind of books that I'm reading and stuff, and I like to read seasonally, so I'm not quite there
Mhm.
yet. It's just I wish the temperature would just
Yeah,
drop a little bit. That would be nice.
for sure.
Swank said I'll be continuing to read my self-help book. Excellent. And during Power Hour, I have 11 things on the spinner. 5 of them I've assigned 10 minutes to, so I'm hoping to get through at least 6 of them. I think
That's
you're going to
smart.
do amazing. And my power hour is more of a power day. I'll be getting my hubby's truck from the shop. We are going to Lego Brick Expo today. Fun. And I'm
Mm,
hoping to move more books to the library. You have a fun
that
day
sounds
planned.
fun.
And good morning, Sock. I'm planning to record, edit, and post a video today. Excellent. Alicia, the truck is back in the shop again. And 5:55 a.m. for me. That's still good. I mean, I'm slowly getting my time down. I would have loved to have been getting up at 5 this week just because I'm going to be working at the Scholastic Book Fair, and then I also have Friends of the Library this week too. And I'm like, in order to get my workout in, I really need to have enough time to take care of my dogs and, be able to shower and have breakfast and at least get a cup of coffee in. And I don't know, it might be exercising in the evening.
Yeah.
I'll be shifting my clock, but I can't shift it too big because then you end up sabotaging yourself. And then Michelle said, I'll be continuing to read Why I Write, an essay collection, and potentially planning some videos. Hope to have the energy to film today. It's been a long time.
Nice.
And hi, hello, Nicole. Woot woot. I am up because my puppy Nova demanded out of me. She has a puppy Nova, the same breed as Bailey.
Aw.
And I'm telling you, Nova just grew up so fast. Like she has gone through her stages so quickly. They just don't stay puppies long enough. And Jacqueline said I got 4 mugs, the Poe, 2 bookish, and then a Gilmore Girls mug with a lid for work to keep my tea hot when I get distracted helping students.
That's a good
I
idea.
thought you had gotten another one. The Gilmore Girls was the extra one. And love it. Love to see any of you this morning. It's a great day. Well, thank you. And hi to Molly and anyone I missed. And Amy said, I plan to first work on some Substack things and then do my to-do list, then get started on some of the list. I've been super busy the last couple of days, so I plan to slow down a bit today. Yes, practice some self-care. That's nice. And howdy to Molly. And he's okay, still AFib, doctor didn't do the procedure. He wants to give the new medicine a chance to help because shocking hurts. He goes back Monday. Okay, so hopefully your dad is taking it easy. I mean, I don't know how limited he is. I don't know much about AFib, so I don't know how limited he is in activity. But hopefully he can rest and hopefully the medicine will work, and that way they won't have to shock him. Because that does, you don't want him to be in pain for something that's going to try to help him at the same time. I'm going to continue praying for him, Jen. And Shannon said, I'm working on ideas for the 8th book cover in my Bound to the Elements series. Fun. And Kaylin, woot woot. I'm out and about, but wanted to say, hey, hey, Kaylin, have fun out and about. And Sock said, I picked up a giant mug yesterday, stack of books, a few flowers, and the spines stack up to read. Just one more chapter holds 16 ounces.
That's
Now
cute.
that's a mug. Yeah. Sounds fantastic. And Matthew said, my golden retriever decides when I get up. Yes,
With
both
my
of our dogs do too. They're just like, enough is enough. Now I can get away with telling Bailey, it's not time yet. Go lay down again, and she'll go, but then, I mean, it's any moment she might be up again, like, okay, I've waited enough. Get up so I can go and do my thing. Okay, so let me get our kitty cat up because I did not do that this morning. I totally forgot about it. Isn't that crazy? You know what it is? I jumped right into what I wanted to do and didn't change all my stuff. But that's okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Okie doke. So let's get our banner up. Let's see. We're going to go into Power Hour and share the screen. Okay, there's our kitty. And Jim was saying thank you. It's exhausting for him, but of course, he doesn't resist. Okay, so here we go. Let's get our kitty started. Happy Power Hour, everyone. Make this hour count. Hello. Welcome back. How did you do, Liz?
I did great. I will never get over how just like resetting your space, like for me anyway, helps like reset my brain because I have a friend who keeps her desk like very high with piles that go all the way around it. And she calls it like her fortress because she knows where every piece of paper is. And that's what works for her. But for me, it really is like a blank slate. And yeah, I'm thrilled. I actually feel like working on something I've been putting off. So.
Yeah, I know, like, before I could leave school, I always had to clear my desk. Like, I could not come to school the next day with a messy desk. Otherwise, my day was not good. Like, I just felt off the whole entire day. And it didn't take a long time because you get into that routine of doing it. But I need to, like, I don't know why I don't implement that at home. I guess because I know I can just come back at any time and fool with it. But guess what? Any time doesn't always happen. And that's what you end up facing in the morning. And then you're just like, ugh, I got to sort through all of this stuff before I can do anything, you know?
It just
Uh,
always interests me how like people respond differently to different environments, and it's kind of neat and to see like what works for people and what doesn't work for people.
yeah, I know. I have friends that have like organized chaos.
Oh
And
yeah.
like, how do you even know? When I worked for Father Jamin at St. Margaret Church, he would crack me up because he was very organized and very neat. But on his desk, he would have like this pile, not tall, but just this like pile, and it would have post-it notes and postcards and letters and all these things in it, like a mound. And I don't know how that didn't bother him to have it right there, being as neat as he was about everything else. But he would go through and like pick things out of the pile to address and get
Mhm.
rid of. It wouldn't take him a long time, but I'm just like, just seeing that would make me want to do it like right away. Or I'd have to go put it somewhere else where I couldn't look at it because I would be drawn to that.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering sometimes, I have everything like discombobulated in my office. I'm like, I think that does weigh like on my
Mm.
creativity. I mean, like it just stifles it a little bit. But
How
anyway,
did you do?
I ended up making my to-do list, and some things I know I'm not going to get done today, but I need to put it on my to-do list so that it gets done when it needs to get done. And then I updated my notebook. And then I looked into something. We may or may not have Saturday Morning Momentum next Saturday. It will all depend on the conversation I have with Andrew. He wants to go next Saturday on the Feast of the Assumption. So if you're Catholic, you'll understand that that is a Catholic holy day of obligation, is the Feast of the Assumption. And around Lafayette, they're having a Fête de Détech where it's Cajun country, I guess is the best way to say it. And they have a Eucharistic procession. They start with a French Mass that's going to be said by the Bishop of Lafayette. And then they're going to process to a boat launch. And then they're going to get on a boat with the Eucharist and everything and go and stop at churches along the way and have different things to do with them. I guess they'll do some kind of maybe they'll give communion or something. I didn't read everything about it, but then they get to a point where they get off and then they process to on land, so it's like on water and soil is the way it is, and then you process to the other churches in the area, and then they have benediction and everything at the end. So Andrew would like to go to this and asked me if I would like to go. But I'm like, first of all, the mass starts at 8 a.m. I'm like, I said, Andrew, you do know how far St. Martinville is, huh? Like, and he's like, yeah, I think it's like an hour and 20 minutes from my house. I'm like, I asked Barry, and Barry's like, yeah, that's about 2 hours. So I don't know. I don't know about this. So we're going to talk about it. I would be more apt and on board to go with him if we could go the night before and spend the night and be there.
Mhm.
and wake up early, at a normal time to go do it. But I have dinner plans with friends, so I need to touch base with them too and ask if we're still having dinner because we made these plans like a month or so ago. So, plans change. If it's meant to be, will be. But if not, I'm not going to force it. I find anytime you try to force something, it's like trying to force a square into a circle. It doesn't work out very well. But anyway, he seems excited about it, but he may not be as excited when I see him today. Who knows? But did that, and then I got my shelf on my bookshelf, and now I'm in that dilemma that I have run out of space, and I have 7 or 8 picture books to try to squeeze down to the bottom. Think I've decided that I'm going to have my folklore stuff over there, but I think I'm going to permeate to the other bookshelf I have out where I have most of my middle grade because it's oversized books that aren't going to fit this
Mm.
way. I mean, I could lay them down, but I don't think I'm going to get as much bang for my buck out of my shelving if I do that because they're larger books, like lengthwise, not thick.
Right.
So I have to decide. I did discover that I have 2 copies of a book. So I need to now decide which one I want to keep, which one I want to bring back to the friends of the library, whatever. But so anyway, now I have to do something because the books are off the shelf and I have to rearrange them. But that's as far as I got. But I'm excited because it'll happen. It will happen. I just feel confident. So let's say how everybody else did. So Radiantly Mars popped in. Hello, I'm listening to an audiobook memoir about a runner and enjoying my coffee. Nice. And then Denise said, change of plans, going to a street art fair and the lake. Housework can wait. Enjoy the weekend, everyone. I love that when an activity presents itself. And good morning, Bryce. Welcome. I need to finish The Great Alone today, only about 20%, so I can start my ACOTAR reread for the new books coming out. Wonderful. And Sak got her hair curled and created a thumbnail for the video, plus did some setting up. Nice. I also did some tidying. It's amazing what you can get done in an hour, y'all. And Mara said, I'm just under 50% in my audiobook, and I fed the pup and wrote in my journal. Love that. Allie got to 627, 70% into the Da Vinci Code. Nice. Jen said that hour went too fast. I agree. Jen showered, made coffee, and did half of her notes for her tutoring session on Tuesday. Very nice. A clean desk is a happy desk. Here, as Gretchen Rubin says, outer order, inner calm. Swank got to page 116 of 240. Nice progress. Amy got a lot done in her Substack, thinking and posting as well as journaling and my to-do list. Wonderful. And then Krista got 7 things done from the spinner. Woohoo! Probably could have done one more, but got sucked into a mini scroll for a few minutes. That happens. That does happen. Boggles my mind is when you go to your phone to look up something specific and you never get there because something catches your attention and you're like, oh, I'm just going to go check that for a second. And before you know it, you're off your phone and you never did get the information you needed. That's one reason why I try not to use my phone if possible for research. Matthew put a dent into his reading. Yay. And Sock said to Amy, is your Substack under the same name? And Agatha started The Female Quixote, next to my protagonist, corrupted by fiction reading theme. Previously this summer, I read Don Quixote and Northanger Abbey.
Oh, I love that.
Wonderful. I heard Northanger Abbey is like one of her best books, but I haven't gotten that far. I didn't
I
know
really enjoyed it.
you did.
Hmm.
Have you read all of Jane Austen?
I've read a lot. I don't think I've read all. I don't think I've read all.
Would you say it's your favorite out of the ones you have read?
I did. I really enjoyed it. And there's a way too to go back and some of the books that she mentions, you can kind of create like little breadcrumbs for yourself if you're interested and read
Oh,
those books as
cool.
well.
Cool. I missed Jane Austen July this year. They did Mansfield Park, but I
Yeah.
just couldn't fit it in. I'm like, I just can't get everything in that I want to do. So maybe next year. And it's not like I can't read Jane Austen any other time of the year,
No,
but
she'll still be here.
she'll be here. M got a lot done in her kitchen. I'm a happy camper when the kitchen is clean. Me too. I like a clean kitchen.
Me
It
too.
bothers me to leave dishes in the sink. I'm just like, ugh. Because then you got to face that the next day. And I hate when my dishwasher is off. Like, you do your dishes, you set them a certain way, but like if Barry cooks a lot that day and only ends up doing one load, then you got all these dishes and then it's like you're behind. It's like, okay, let's just do two loads today. I
Yeah,
was
I
like,
don't have a dishwasher, so as soon as a plate gets used, it has to be washed because
yes,
the sink
yes.
is in, it drives me nuts.
Yeah, I'm like that. Oh, that was like that when we did not have a dishwasher.
Yeah.
Now that I have one. And I've started, one thing I have started doing because I just despise doing dishes just in general. I think it's trauma from starting to wash dishes as a fourth grader and that being my chore when I lived at home because we did not have a dishwasher growing up.
No.
And I have decided to, and I saw when I stayed with my friend, she did this. I was like, well, this is a good idea. I unload my dishwasher and then I load my breakfast dishes. And as the day goes on, I just keep loading in it. So that way, at the end of the day, you're not spending all that time trying to load the dishes. And then anything left over, I can wash by hand if I can't squeeze it. And you see, I will wash whatever's left over by hand. And then Mars says, does anyone keep track of their reading on paper or just Goodreads and Storygraph? I do. I
I
mean,
always
I'm
on paper.
so hardcore. I keep mine on loose leaf.
I love that.
I keep mine on loose leaf by the month and I put it in my binder. The reason I have a stack and they're not in my binder is because I have not finished all my book reviews on Goodreads. Like I have one to do in January, three to do in February. It's like, yeah, as you can see, I did my August already. I finished my August and I did it right away. So, yeah, I would love to say I had a journal, a beautiful journal like I see everybody have, but I do not. Emily did some shredding and finished Two Can Play by Allie Hazelwood. Nice. Ooh, you finished your book, so therefore you need some professional. I love sound effects. Eleanor got the AC working, just needed to change the thermostat batteries, thankfully. Now getting ready to meet high school girlfriends for lunch.
Oh, I love that.
Fun. I love that. And Emily says, I don't really use Goodreads or Storygraph. I track my reads in a spreadsheet and in a reading journal.
Same.
And hi to Mars from Shannon. And no, so patiently waiting for my planner I ordered to come in today for next uni year. I just love planning out my life.
That's the most fun is the planning,
I
I think,
do. The
sometimes.
planning to me, I mean, even when I was a teacher, I enjoyed all the planning. It's
Mhm.
like now I have to teach these lessons that I planned out. But it was like the fun of like what materials am I going to use and what stories am I going to be reading and all the little fun things that we're going to do to try to get to the point of them actually acquiring the knowledge. Yeah. The planning is the fun part. It's the executing it. And hi to Shannon from Mars. And Shannon figured out some ideas for the eighth book cover. Now messing around in my graphic design program and images from deposit photos to see if it works, design colors and all. Wonderful. So hopefully this week you'll show us these images, Shannon. I love when she shows us book covers and then we get to, you know, give a little feedback. And yes, Amy says it is, and I write about picture books. This is to sock. I've been doing a lot of note posting, but I'm a little behind on my article posting due to a trip out of town for a while. So yeah, she mainly writes about her picture books, which I do need to make some time to go check out your Substack, Amy, because I love picture books. And dishes are the worst. I agree, Krista. I agree. And it used to, I never saw how it was fair that I had to wash dishes and my sister got to fold clothes. That was the chores. I was like, so I literally when she got older, said, we need to switch up because it is not fair that I have to do the dishes all the time. Of course, my sister did not like that trade off when we did it for a little bit. And I was like, you see, it takes you 5 minutes to do your towels. It takes me, it feels like a century to do the dishes. I have been doing much better this year doing them every day, but still slip into old habits of letting them pile up if until I have no forks left. Yikes. Well, the thing too that you can do is have less dishes. That's what I would do if I had to do it by hand. We would be using the same cup, bowl, plate. This is your cutlery. How do you say cutlery?
Laurie.
Cutlery.
Good day.
This is your cutlery and your dishware for the day. Matthew says, I have a reading journal that is already set up and you just fill it in. Oh, yeah, like it's already a pre planned one. Very nice. And tomorrow's, I use a book journal and apps. I am debating cutting out Goodreads and only using Storygraph. And Shannon says, used to write all the books I read into the back of my planner, but once I surpassed 282 last year, I stopped. It was a lot of work on top of writing and everything else. I finish a book every 2 days. Wow, that's awesome. And then Jen said, same. I am trying to make sure I only use dishwasher safe dishes. And Alicia said, we just finished picking up hubby's truck. So now we're off to Lego Brick Expo. Thank you for the momentum. Good seeing you, Alicia. Y'all have fun. And to Bryce, what type of planner are you going to use this year? Agatha wants to know. And what did you teach, Kat? I taught all different grades. I taught kindergarten 1 year. I taught second, third, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth. So well, if you count Title One, I also did first and fourth, but I don't count that like the same as classroom teaching. But yeah, so classroom teaching, I never taught pre-K, first, or fourth. And out of all of those, I loved second for a long time, but I always wanted to teach fourth grade. That was a grade I thought would be fun to teach because they're a little more independent, like they're getting ready for middle grade, middle school. And, but you can still have fun with them. Like they don't seem like they're not getting that smart mouth, that the hormones and stuff are not kicking in and they're not trying to be something they're not. Fingers crossed, cover images. Yay. I use Goodreads, Swank says. And to Amy from SOC, thanks for the info. I'll check it out later. And Amy, did you ever put it in Discord, your Substack? Because you could put that under socials if you want to drop a link there, and then that would be easy for everybody to check out. Amy taught for a little over 25 years and taught pre-kindergarten. I was a reading specialist and I finished my career as an elementary school librarian. Amazing. See, I was a librarian too. I forgot about that. For 4 years, I was an elementary school librarian. So I did get to see pre-K first and fourth through that, and we did lessons, and I loved my library job. I really did. But then we had a change in administration, and then I left and went to another school, and not immediately. I had enough of this person, and I was like, I need to go away. I mean, but I did love my elementary job. It was almost like they were turning my job, like it was almost like they didn't think a librarian does anything all day. And so I was getting more things that an administrator should do instead of like a librarian, which I felt kind of like, well, it's almost like they didn't think the library was important enough for a full-time person to be just doing library, focus on library. That makes me sad because I think a librarian is very important for a school. But who am I? And I was a curriculum coach for a few years too. That's when I left. I was a curriculum coach or an instructional coach, however you want to say it. Krista said, I have almost never had a dishwasher my whole life. It was almost one of my main chores as a kid. Ah, also one of yours. And I hate doing dishes, taking out the trash, and laundry. And Amy said, I use Goodreads and have used a variety of reading journals, but now I keep it simple and just have a list format journal for my reading. Yeah. Hi, Andy. Welcome. Highs to Andy. And Bryce said to Agatha, it's just a basic day by day planner. And the kitchen and bathrooms are my most avoided places to clean. I wish I could hire someone just to clean those rooms. Honestly, I wish I could have someone clean my floors in my bathroom. My bathrooms. Those are the two areas. They don't have to do my laundry. I don't mind folding laundry because that's a time that, I mean, I'm pretty good about taking my laundry right out the dryer to do whatever I need to do. I don't really buy clothes that have to be ironed, so I don't have to worry about that chore. But floors, keeping your floors clean, and especially because I have two dogs, and the bathrooms, those were two things that I would love. And dusting. If somebody could come and dust for me.
Dust.
You love to dust?
I love to dust. I'll come to your house.
Oh my gosh. I've gotten into the routine now vacuuming, I've gotten to where it's down to a science for me that I don't mind it as much as I did when I first had to do it. But I would rather vacuum than dust. It's the moving everything around to dust. And it's just I don't understand like the phenomenon of dust. It's intriguing to me. It fascinates me how you can dust and like it comes back. It's like where are you coming from? How come I don't see you until you're landed on something? But I will say I did a really good dusting job because when you're doing your bookshelves, you do a really good job of that. And then also I did a lot of um, dusting because Kelsey and Paul came, and I'm like, they cannot see my dust. So I got a lot of dusting done, and I was really surprised at how long the dusting job actually. I don't know if it's the new pledge stuff that we're using, but I don't know. I also wish I had some kind of a thing in my house that could suck the dust, like some kind of dust sucker. I need to invent that.
There you go.
Do you think I could make some money off my dust sucker?
Well, just from us pet owners alone, I think probably.
It would have to be huge if you have a pet. And hi to Swank from Andy, and hello to Shannon. And the teacher librarian combo was what former First Lady Bush did for a career before she started concentrating on family and home full time. Yep. And hey to Andy from Shannon. And Bryce says, I hate doing everything.
Fair enough.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, at least you are being honest. And Shannon said, this middle school librarian from my neurodivergent kiddo ate lunch every day with my son when he first started middle school, and he was having a tough time with the change in social issues. She was so wonderful. That is amazing and wonderful. And Sock said, I decaulked and recaulked the tub earlier in the week. It was immense by my standards. Yes, that is a job. And me too. I love my library job, but it got to be way too much because I was wearing two different hats, part-time librarian and part-time reading specialist. Yeah, I remember this. I just have to share this. I remember because when I took over the library, I had to go through and kind of like we automated everything. I guess that's the way to say digitized everything. So I had to get the stickers on. I got some parents to help with that. We went through books, and some of the books were dusty. Went through books. Do we really want to keep this in the library? Is this something the children are going to read? That kind of stuff. And I remember I was dusting off a book, and a teacher walked in, and she's like, oh, something like, how cute. You're dusting your books. Is this what you do all day? And I was like, oh, I'm like, I do have a book in my hand. was just like, no. I felt like saying, why don't you come and stay with your children during library and you can see all the fantastic I think things I do with your children. I'm like, rude.
Those encounters always speak more to that person than it ever does to the person the comments being directed toward.
Like,
So
why would you even say that? Like, what do you think? I'm like in my little office with my feet propped up on my desk reading a newspaper. I mean, come on. It's
wouldn't you see somebody doing that and think that they're working toward creating a lovely environment for the children to experience literature? That's what I would think. So,
I'm
yeah.
just like, it's so bizarre to me. But I do. I felt like I feel like people who don't know what your job entails, they're always the first ones, certain people, not everybody. Certain people like that feel like you have an easier job than them. Like it must be so easy. All you're doing is dusting books all day. Well, no, that is not all that I do. And it's like, why do I have to answer what I do? Why do I have to justify my job? What do I want to say? But until people walk in that person's shoes, we used to say this all the time about parents. Parents should have to mandatorily substitute. And then they would not be so hard on the teachers if the teachers don't get back to them like immediately when they want them to get back to them or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Or they could see how kids act or whatever in a day to day thing. Parents would probably be a lot more understanding of a teacher's life. But yeah, honestly, it is just the kitchen and upstairs bathroom. I hate cleaning the tub. Yeah. And Amy said that was really difficult because I was teaching 21 library classes and several reading groups within a 6-day cycle. Way too much and way too anxiety producing. It is. They're overworking you. It's just crazy. And use vacuum cleaner attachments to dust, Kat. No, I can't. My vacuum cleaner is a Dyson and it's not like flexible. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, it would be hard to pick it up to like dust my shelves. Amy said, I'll try to use the Discord, but I'm not good at that. Okay, I'll find it and I'll see what I can do. And then Matthew says, with a golden retriever, I'm forever vacuuming and sweeping fur. It's never ending. Yeah, well, my German Shepherd sheds more than Bailey. Luna sheds more than Bailey. Bailey sheds more when she's fluffy, but and that's when I know if I see Bailey fur, I'm like, it's time for you to go to the groomer. And then Alicia said, my intentions for the weekend will be Lego Brick Expo, moving books to library, no sprints this weekend as we're doing last minute school prep for the new school year on Monday. Very nice. Concentrating on your family with that.
And the
Very,
fairy houses look so good. I did see
yeah.
them. They're so cool.
So since Alicia kicked us off with our intentions, Liz, what are your intentions for this week?
Well, this is my last full week before the new semester kicks off. So I'm trying to balance doing productive stuff versus just sort of enjoying the last moments of summer. So, in terms of work, what do I have on my list? We're sort of in high gear in terms of producing the next special issue for Horror Homeroom, which is going to be on haunted dollhouses and dolls. So I'm very excited about that. But there's a lot of work involved. So I will be primarily concentrating on that. And then honestly, I just want to sort of listen to some podcasts, do some diamond painting, and spend a lot of time with family and friends.
Very nice. I like that. I love your intentions. My intentions are to continue with my August challenge. I will write a blog post of my first week. That what worked, and what are my thoughts, what I might change, that kind of stuff. Um, Home library is on my list until I finish. Book reviews. I would like to write 3 book reviews again this week. Um, Jim, who invited us to go to the prison performance, sent us an email this week asking those of us that attended. He brought up the fact that there are prisons who do outreach, like they'll have rodeos and different things to like kind of fundraise for their organizations within the prison. And they were thinking, with talent, that's the organization that did the play, that they are looking into something like that. And we were kind of like a test group in a way of seeing what it would look like if you brought people in to watch a performance, the safety of it, how everything went, and, timing and all of that. And it's something that they're kind of talking to the warden about. And
Mm.
so Jim reached out to us to ask if we'd be willing to write a letter to the warden in support of possibly doing public performances, within the prison. I don't know how it would look otherwise, but so anyway, I told him I would write that letter. So I want to write that letter this week, and get it out to him. And then book fair, I'm working that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at Holy Ghost with my friend Catherine. And then I'll be doing the Friends of the Library sale on Friday morning with the public library in St. Tammany. And it's iffy on whether or not I'll be in St. Martinville or not on Saturday. It will depend on that conversation with Barry. I mean, with Andrew. Also, I do have a birthday party to attend tomorrow, and I'm going to be talking to Kelsey today. We're going to do a video chat. We were going to do it Sunday, but her cubes, her last group of cubes from her move are supposed to be coming in maybe tomorrow, so we're going to have it today instead. So I'm excited. It's my first video call with her since they moved. So, yeah,
Oh,
busy, busy week. Lots to do. Let's see if I can. The big telling thing is, am I going to be able to get up on time, go to bed on time, get my other things I want to do, and be outside my house all those days?
a lot.
It's kind of daunting. So Jen said, I helped weed all the nonfiction sections last year. It was a huge project. I am not so excited to weed the fiction titles. That will hurt my heart. It is. It is hard. And Sock said, do you want me to post it in Discord for you, to Amy? And Sock said, I am preventing your child from inhaling dust. It is on top of all the other stuff I do. Right. I love that. Matthew said, I work from home, and a lot of people think that means I'm free to do whatever I want and I have all this free time. That is very true, Matthew.
Yeah.
Yes, very true. Because even with me being off, I don't think people know what I do. So they're just like, they don't think anything of saying, well, hey, can you do XYZ? And it's like, no. Like, you have to protect your time. You really do. Dusting books is a job. To be honest, it is. It's like those who don't understand why you need a master's degree to be a librarian. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. And my intentions for the week ahead are call about some bills that insurance paid, but payments is saying it's not, and then relax and get as much reading in as I can. Oh yeah. Those are not the fun kind of phone calls to have, Allie. Well, good luck with it. I hope it gets worked out. And thanks, Sock. That'd be great. Thank you so much from Amy. And then I've been in a weird reading slump where I get anxious spending time on reading instead of cleaning and doing other things. I have no clue why. Any suggestions?
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, I um I think for me it's like you might have to maybe schedule your reading almost like a treat or reward or like a relaxation. I mean, reading is part of my pre-sleep ritual. It always has been part of me winding down and going to sleep. But I used to read sometimes in the morning. I would schedule a certain amount of time to read, and once you do it a couple of times, at least for myself, it becomes a habit and you feel less stressed about getting other stuff done because you know you're going to get the other stuff done. It's not like you're going to spend 5 hours reading. You might spend 30 minutes reading or whatever. And then also, when I worked in school, when I took my lunch break and I didn't have any kind of lunch duty, I'd read during my lunch break and incorporate that in my day as well. So maybe it's something you could do while you're eating lunch if you're listening to an audiobook, or also too, I don't know if you're an audiobook listener, but sometimes some of that cleaning you're doing, if it's something like, cleaning the bathroom, I don't really have to focus on cleaning the bathroom. I can listen to an audiobook or a podcast while I do that. fold in laundry. So I would see where you could pair your reading with your cleaning. And if not, look at your schedule, look at what you have for the day, and build in reading in little pockets of time so that you might get an hour or 2 hours worth of reading done in a day. It's just not all at one time. That's my suggestion. What about you, Liz?
Maybe try reframing rest as something productive for your health. So instead of it being like something that you think you're doing in lieu of something quote unquote important, it might be a way to say, I'm going to read now so that I can sort of reset my body and make it prepared to do all of these other things. I know that's helped me because I kind of struggle with something similar that I do activities and I always think in my head, oh, I really should be working on A, B, or C. And I've had to work really hard to kind of reframe that in my head. So I don't know if that might help. And like Kat was saying, I don't listen to audiobooks, but a lot of people I know do. Maybe even put on a podcast. That is something that I do while I'm cleaning. So maybe it'll make you feel like you're accomplishing many things at one time. I don't
Mhm.
know.
And also, LeVar Burton has a wonderful podcast where he reads short stories. So if you want to get some short story reading in, you could do that. And if also, too, there's a book that you've read, Zero to Well Read, is a new podcast I've discovered where they discuss books, and it's a variety of books. It's not all just classics. And I've only listened to one, which was The Great Gatsby, but I really enjoyed the rapport between the two hosts, and just kind of listening more analytical eye, or what you like, what you didn't like, and give you a different perspective of how people view a book.
Mhm.
So that's an idea as well.
Absolutely.
And if anybody else has some ideas, Jen agreed. I already had one in reading and needed to get one for library science, and people really don't understand why I was bothering. Yeah. Done. It's in the Share Your Socials channel. Thank you, Sock. I appreciate you doing that. Intentions for Shannon. Finish this book cover and get it off for the typography. Review sixth book and start formatting for September release. Revise sixth book bonus chapter. Send more acceptance emails for the conference. Excellent. You're going to be very busy. Allie, maybe reread books you have read before and liked and see if that
It's a
helps.
great idea.
A good idea. And then Amy's intentions are to focus on my Substack and get writing. Love that. And Sock said I have some hardcore loafing and relaxing to do this week.
I love that.
Yes, it's self care, y'all. Self
Mhm.
care. We should not have to defend our self care. I know it's hard, especially for people that are super always going, going, going. Intentions for Mars. Read two books this next week and get about 2,000 words for my novel.
Nice.
Nice. And then Jen said this upcoming week is a lot of random things: tutoring, dentist, hair appointment, and going to meet some people I spent the last 2 years with in my library program. Fun. I'm also continuing pre work prep.
Nice.
Love that. A good balance, Jen.
Mhm.
And then Amy said prayers and best wishes to all of the teachers who are beginning their new school year soon. I second that. And to Amy, I just finished mine after teaching in the classroom for 13 years. I can't wait to make the move into the library, but yes, many don't get why I did it. And so I'm so excited for you, Jen. Best luck to you and have a great time. Bryce said I work all week, so my intentions are not to hit the snooze button and miss work.
Good intention.
Oh gosh, I love it. Bryce is hilarious. Krista said this week will be busy. Besides being my last week with Little Nugget, I have to wrap up series September plans. Yes, I'm glad you're going to be doing that, as well as our next virtual reading retreat plans for upcoming announcements.
That sounds so
Woo! We always have a great time.
does it so
Laurie, Janet Pages and Chaos, Amy, that's how I got to know Amy, is through this reading retreat that they do. But you got to catch it right when it goes out to the public, because there's only 50 slots, and once they're full and they have a waiting list, they shut it down. So, but they are fun. They really are fun. And Sock said when my mom was
Working.
working from home, I had to think about it, working from home, she would be on the computer a lot. She had a sign for work and play, so we knew if we could talk to her or not. I
It's
love
a good
that.
idea.
Very good. To Krista, I was just thinking about that and wondering if there would be a summer one. Yeah, because I was looking at my making my list, and last year we had our reading retreat. It would have been scheduled for this upcoming week, which would be the 15th, because I remember working the Holy Ghost book fair, volunteering, and then going and doing the retreat that weekend. So I love that. Audiobooks while you work. Yeah, that's another suggestion. My intentions are to finish the bedroom, do laundry, and focus on self-care and keep reading.
Awesome.
Excellent. And I have a hard time relaxing. Maybe scheduling it will help. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with scheduling relaxing because if you think about it, it's just like Gretchen's sister for the summer, her summer, she is scheduling her worry. Like she's trying to put worry to the side because she worries a lot. And one of the tips is schedule your worry and give yourself an amount of time that you can worry. So it's the same thing with relaxing or anything you want to do. Schedule it. And during that time, that way you don't feel guilty about doing something during a scheduled amount of time. And then maybe it'll just become a habit. And pairing it with my cleaning or eating might help. Thank you. I hope it works out. And Alicia said, thank you for Saturday Morning Momentum. We're off to Lego. Have a great weekend, everybody. Have fun. If you buy any Legos, post them. We want to see. And thank you for reframing to reset sounds nice. Maybe that will help.
Hope so.
Hello, Anna. So nice to see you. How are you? Today grading papers. Good to see you, my friend. She's in Argentina.
Oh, nice.
Hope to have some time to read later. I hope so. And then Krista said, I'm a big fan of using timers. My mom calls it 2020. She does something productive for 20 minutes and then reads for 20 minutes and repeats as needed. It is amazing how much you can get done in focused time.
That's a great idea. I like
Well,
that.
and you're not thinking that the whole time that you're constantly working, 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 working.
Ah,
Thank you for Saturday Morning Momentum, Kat and Liz. Have a great weekend and week ahead. You too, Allie. Just got my school schedule and I'm off Wednesday, so I'll be here every Wednesday for studying, Kat. Yay! I'm excited, Bryce. Wonderful. And yay, we dropped the ball for summertime, but it will be coming soon. No, that's good. That's good. You didn't
now,
drop the ball.
where do we find this announcement? Because Kat said we have to jump on it. So where
Yes,
would you find
we,
that?
on Krista's channel,
Okay.
Lindsay at Lindsay's Little Library, um, Sarah at Sarah Swan. If Jen at Bookish Blonde is still going to be a part of it, it would be her channel. And Amanda is also one of the BookTube besties, but I'm not sure if she'll do a video or not. But generally on one of those, and they'll all drop at the same time, but you just never know when it happens. But if I see it, I will alert you, Liz,
Okay.
because
Thank
that's what
you.
we like. Jen and Laurie and I are like, the BookTube besties just hit. And then everybody's like, what? And
Because
we go,
I'll miss that.
right.
So bad.
And then thank you for Saturday Morning Momentum, red heart emoji. And thanks so much for the morning momentum. Thank you all for being here, Amy and Shannon. I can't wait. I have to be quick.
Sounds like.
It is like it's fun. That's a fun aspect of it too. Eleanor said, thank you, Kat and Liz. Happy weekend, all. Same to you all. And thank you for another Saturday morning momentum. Really appreciate these Saturdays. I appreciate hearing that. Thank you for Sprint. See you next week. Same swank. And it will be on all our channels at the same time. Yes, Lindsay's Little Library, Bookish Blonde, Sarah's Nightstand, and me.
Awesome.
So you'll have to just keep checking periodically to see when it's going to happen because they don't even tell you a time. It could be any time. But it is a lot of fun. Well, thank you all very much. Thanks, Liz, for being here this morning with me. Thank you, everyone, for supporting Saturday Morning Momentum, being with us. Just to let y'all know, I am going to do a live book call on Monday at 1:30 p.m. Central Time. It'll be my first time doing a live book call. So just keep your eyes peeled for the thumbnail. I will post in Discord and on Instagram. But, just we'll see how it goes. It's an experiment. I don't mind experiment. We'll see what happens, right? But I need to get these books on bookshelves, and the only way I can do that is get them off of this pile that I have.
I'm excited.
So, in the meantime, have a wonderful rest of your day today and weekend. Hope your week gets started on the right foot. And so, I'm going to send y'all into space. And remember, Liz, you're going to still be there after this video.
I'll still be there.
So, as you go into space, I hope your space is a wonderful place. Y'all are amazing. Stay amazing, be adventurous, but safe in your adventures, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everyone.